Next few sessions, including from starting from today, we will see pregnancy, pregnant mother, first, second, third trimester. That is the topic for today. Why you're smiling? Are you? Yeah, I can understand. So, lactation counseling, toddlers, adolescent, menopause, then elderly male. So we are always like elderly female and menopause. What about elderly male? Testosterone, right? So we'll take sequence wise. Good idea? We already covered PCOD, but we will also do PCOD once more, the modified version. Plus, we'll add metabolic diseases or metabolic health. Okay. So today we start with pregnancy. So we divide pregnancy into trimesters, first trimester, second trimester, and third trimester. So overall, if you see, most of the nutritional requirements are going to overlap, right? Except the carbohydrate, protein, and fat. Is it safe to assume that as you enhance in trimester, your carbohydrate, protein, and fat requirement will increase? Yes. So don't worry so much. Yeah. You want to eat something more, you keep on eating. Nutritional requirement is more important, the micronutrients, including vitamin. So it may vary. Now, many times, what people do a mistake, a grave mistake. So they miss on folate, they miss on B6 and B12. So these two are responsible for two things. The folate is typically responsible for neural development of the child, the fetus, right? So neural tube defects. There used to be time when lot of children were born with neural tube defects, or on sonography they used to find out. Then they realize, oh, it's very simple to resolve, folate. So you give folate during first trimester, the problem is solved. But when you are taking supplements, you have to be careful in pregnancy. You cannot take vitamin A, you cannot take vitamin E, you cannot take everything which you used to take earlier, right? So you have to be careful. Now, folate is not for first trimester. Folate is supposed to be before the first trimester, before you become pregnant. So when you are planning for pregnancy or you are in a fertile age group and obviously married, and there is a chance you may get pregnant even if you are not planning, uh, you should start taking folate. Okay. So why this smile? Uh, Before the marriage, yeah, as usual, the marriage got fixed, and I started meeting, yeah, to be the wife, and I was like, the first thing, start folates, start with B complex. She's like, I'm taking multivitamin, so stop that, because if in case you get pregnant, multivitamin is not good, so B complex vitamin C is required. It's like, okay, so started before marriage. So because I don't know what was like, what was the intuition or that she will get pregnant early or something, and immediately after marriage she was pregnant, so that was a good decision, right? So it is important that if you are of a fertile age group and fertile phase of your life where there is a risk of the chance of pregnancy, you better start B complex and vitamin C. There are two benefits. One is the child will have better development of the neural function and the brain and the spine. And second, you will have less nausea and vomiting. Yeah. So many women after they become pregnant, they have the nausea and the early morning sickness and everything, and they are trying to find out what we can do. Uh, you are forgetting vitamin B complex, just a simple thing, right? Now there are some women who are like, yeah, but I don't like the smell of vitamin B complex, I don't like that tablet taste and the smell. Yeah, there is a capsule available. Yeah, but the capsule also smells bad. Yeah, because you are purchasing the low quality capsule. So which is a good quality capsule? The outer gelatin itself will not smell, number one. Number two, if you are having a capsule of vitamin B complex, when it is getting manufactured or filled, the outer shell is going to get contaminated with the drug, and that's what is giving it smell. Correct? So you can buy it a good company. Wyeth, which is from Pfizer, Bicosuls, the famous brand, Bicosuls, that follows that protocol. That when it fills this capsule, the outer shell, the gelatin, is not getting contaminated with the drug in itself, with the B complex. So it will have minimal smell. Another option is syrup. Right. The another version is fresh fruits. Easy. Now some people are like leafy vegetables. Yeah, but vitamin B complex is so delicate that if you cook it, if you cut it, keep it for some time, it gets oxidized. So leafy vegetables, green leafy vegetables need to be consumed fresh and raw. Taste, yeah, that uh, you will need to bear. Otherwise, if you cannot do that, and the dose also, so that dose may not be sufficient, especially if you are not eating green leafy vegetables or fruits before pregnancy. So the dose of green leafy vegetable will not be sufficient. Better to take supplements, solve the problem. Yeah. I will take the names. There is a table which is in the book. You will find when you get the book. Once you get the book, it is delayed by 1 week because I have added few chapters in that as a part of my OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder. And so these components are first trimester. Important are folic acid, iron, vitamin B6, iodine, and probiotics. So traditionally the books and the doctors, they don't recommend probiotics, but from now onwards you are going to do that. Okay, any client comes to you, because probiotics, why probiotic is important? Not only for digestion but better absorption of nutrients which you are eating from natural fruits. Another more important function is this probiotics, good microbial flora, it supports good microbial flora growth, and that secretes serotonin. Serotonin goes to brain and gets converted to dopamine, right? And dopamine is happy hormone. So you want to stay happy during pregnancy, you want to stay happy during any of your conditions. So every condition you're going to find probiotics. Now which probiotic? Which bacteria? So for every condition I have mentioned exactly which microbial flora you need to eat. Now how you are going to secure that or find that particular probiotic, that is your problem. If you don't want to exert yourself so much, you can buy Actico Pro, because I have selected and I have hunted all those microbial floras and put into particular sachet. Yeah. For you it's ready-made, already done. Folic acid, iron, vitamin B6, iodine, and probiotics. So there is RDA which I have mentioned. We are not going to repeat that. You can read it. No need to remember it. The good food sources, for each of them, I'm going to take all the names together. Okay. Folic acid, spinach, methi, chana or Bengal gram, banana, papaya. Now, if you have your mother-in-law staying with you or some old person, they like papaya, don't eat, because they are afraid of papaya seeds. Papaya seeds can cause abortion when put into private parts. This is something they used to use for illegal abortions when abortion was not easy in India. If accidentally you eat papaya seeds, it is not known to cause abortion. If you do not eat papaya seeds, if you eat only papaya, it will not cause abortion. So don't worry so much about papaya. But still, yeah, if you have your mother or your mother-in-law telling you not to eat papaya, respect them, follow them. Don't get into fight and teach them. No, I will teach you. At least one thing you can sacrifice. Don't eat papaya. Okay, you can eat anyways. That is not going to suffice your dose of folic acid. Anyways, you are going to eat Bicosuls or syrup or something like that. So keep her happy also. Uh, before. Okay, food source. Then iron, typically, the raisins, the jaggery, and cooking in iron utensils. Actually, it doesn't suffice. If you are deficient on iron, if you need iron, keep quiet and start eating your iron tablets. There is no other option. But when you eat your iron tablets, you will need something more. That something more is vitamin B complex, vitamin C, and zinc. Problem solved? Yeah. Because you are going to be nutritionist dietitian, you are supposed to recommend some food source for iron. So I have mentioned in the book. That's the only reason. But I am not satisfied with those food items replenishing your pregnancy requirement. Vitamin B6, yeah, banana, chana, almonds, all those things. Yeah, green leafy vegetables and all. Iodine, salt, problem solved. Probiotics, all the probiotics you can think and eat. Kanji ka bada, then kimchi, then curd, buttermilk, all those. So buttermilk, if you put some salt, little bit, and jeera powder, that enhances its effect. And dilute it equal water. So your curd should be diluted equal water if your stomach cannot tolerate. Uh, as a precautionary measure, you should not use black salt during pregnancy. It may cause you sudden water retention. Okay, you don't want to do that. So, what is the importance of each of them? Folic acid, it prevents neural tube defects. Iron, it supports placental growth and blood volume. Vitamin B6 reduces morning sickness. This is something you should have started before getting pregnant. If you are already pregnant, you can still try for that. But that will drastically help you for your morning sickness. You don't need any medicines. Anyways, any medicine will have a lot of side effects. You don't want to take a risk. Do not take stemetil and all those anti-emetic drugs in pregnancy. Huh? Never ever do that mistake. Another way to reduce your morning sickness is by eating leafy vegetables in the morning, or maybe carrot, or ginger, or imli, tamarind, whatever you like. Okay. Iodine, it supports fetal brain growth and thyroid development, plus supports metabolism. Probiotics reduces constipation, boost immunity, and release your depression, or causes you, gives you some source of dopamine. Actually, your source of dopamine during your pregnancy should be your husband. Second trimester nutrient requirement major, this above first will continue. Carbohydrate, protein, and fats will increase, but micronutrients will add more of calcium, protein, omega 3 fatty acids, vitamin D, and magnesium. Now, omega 3 fatty acids, vitamin D, both are easily available in artificial supplements, but you will not take it. You will not consume artificial supplement for that, because there is a lack of sufficient data about the safety of both of them. Vitamin A, D, E, and omega fatty acids. So there is lack of safety data. So you don't want to take a risk for supplements. So you will stick to your food source, natural sources. So what are those natural sources? Starting from calcium, my best favorite is soya seeds. That should be sufficient actually. Add it with milk. If you can take egg, best. Now, because you are pregnant, you are not worried about the weight gain or cholesterol. You are going to eat whole egg, including the yolk. Okay. Pesticide free, country free, cage free, something free, doesn't matter. Organic egg, I had not seen. Do not know that concept. I'm still looking for vegetarian egg. It is available on Big Basket. Yeah. So organic, pure vegetarian, veg fed pasture fed chicken given egg, I'm still looking. Yeah, I don't know what that concept is. So no chicken is outside the cage. They have to put it inside the cage if they want to sell it in bulk. So don't worry about that. Whatever egg you can get your hands on, eat it. If you can get country eggs, that is better, because country eggs yolk will have more nutrition for the brain development of the child. Milk, curd, soya, seeds. Don't go for soya milk. Don't waste your money on that. No need for tofu. Paneer is better and taste is also good. Yeah, unless you are a hippie, vegan hippie. So protein, and tofu is not fresh in the market because less people are eating it, right? Something which is more rapid changing the shelves. You want to eat that product. That is a paneer. So all these things that takes care of your protein as well as calcium. Okay, you can add for protein and as well as calcium. You can add other legumes which are of your liking and chana dal, besan or besan items. Omega-3 fatty acids. So this is a matter of controversy. If you take artificial, there are many products in the market which claim to be safe for pregnancy and supplements and omega-3 fatty acids. There is no scientific data. There is no research that supports their claim. Okay, if someone says the cow dung is safe for pregnancy, that doesn't make it safe. Okay, so don't eat all those products. For omega-3 fatty acids, whatever you can consume from your dry fruits, walnuts, flax seeds, or mustard oil. That is sufficient. Okay, you don't need to fulfill the requirement from the supplements. Vitamin D. Now again, the vitamin D here, because you are pregnant, you cannot take vitamin D supplements unless your doctor advises you, and so better will be sunlight exposure. And if you eat non-veg, that's good. That takes care of your vitamin D. Now there is an interesting question. Sir, the milk, the packed milk, the fortified milk, right? It has added vitamin A and D. Oh, yeah. Have you not seen that packets? Amul, Dinshas, all the companies, they have fortified milk as an option. You will need to be careful now. You will need to change your milk. So don't go for the loose milk, which is brought by the milkman, because milk is given by the cows only. So don't buy it because it is mixed more of contaminants, yeah, urea and artificial protein or plastic particles. You don't know. So go for the branded milk only, but unfortified. Magnesium. So from where you will get your magnesium? Spinach is the best source. Problem solved. Green leafy vegetables, it covers your iron as well as magnesium and vitamin B12. There are no nuts, oats, all those things, yeah? All those fancy things. Third trimester. Whichever trimester you are, don't forget your water intake. Huh? Keep your water intake very good for your bowel movements as well as for your health. Try to maintain your emotional bank balance by not engaging in fights with your husband or telling your husband not to engage in fight with you. Uh, Try to engage yourself in some hobby or some learning new skills or taking up a program like maternal child nutrition or lactation counseling. That will give you some money, that will equip you with the knowledge to help yourself, that will equip you with the knowledge to help others also. Third trimester. So third trimester, the requirement for fats is higher than proteins and carbohydrate. Okay, now this mother has reduced her nausea and all those things, but complications may arise because of retention of water and sodium, right? So you will not take black salt. You continue your normal salt intake, whatever you are doing, and continue your food intake, more of water, little bit of exercise, non-strenuous exercise, probiotics, the most important part, and some additional things. Now, some additional things will iron will requirement has increased drastically, which cannot be made with most of your foods. Yeah. So, the book has mentioned that the food source as this, but real practical life it is not sufficient. So, you need to take up iron supplements. Remember, when you are taking iron supplements, take vitamin C and zinc and vitamin B complex. Yeah, you don't want to take a risk of you're taking iron but it is not getting absorbed. You don't want to take a risk of microcytic anemia by having, megaloblastic anemia by having iron, but B complex is deficient, right? Zinc and vitamin C both help absorption of iron. Plus, it's good for your gut health. Fibers. Now, third trimester, there is a risk of all the constipation, and during pregnancy and all, you need clean bowels during delivery. So, for that, keep your fiber diet higher. For fibers, the best is whatever vegetable you like, you eat it. So, earlier the recommendation is before pregnancy, 2 units twice a day. Same recommendation you follow. The mother may not be able to increase her dose of fibers because she has temptation to eat other food. So let her eat whatever she wants. Okay. Vitamin C, there is a list of fruits, amla, guava, citrus fruits, and tomato, capsicum, all those. So yeah, that is typically sufficient. But anyways, because you are taking iron supplement with the vitamin C, that also takes care of you. Zinc is a new addition now, pumpkin seeds, sesame, legumes. But anyways, you are taking the supplement of iron with the zinc, so that takes care. Fluid, lot of fluids. If you don't like to drink plain water, you can drink lemon water, fruit juices, diluted buttermilk, or coconut water. Or you can create your detox water. Not for detox, it has some effect, yeah, but for the taste actually, to enhance your taste. Cucumber cut and soaked. Now we'll see the benefits of each of that. Calcium, bone formation for fetus, maintains mother's bone. Otherwise, what will happen if you are calcium deficient during pregnancy? So that's the beauty of the mother. She will sacrifice her own bones. So the calcium from her bone will be taken away and given to the fetus. If she is protein deficient, protein from her will be taken, given to the fetus. This continues even during lactation. If mother is deficient in certain things, especially the calcium and the protein and carbohydrate and fats, this she will continue to provide during pregnancy as well as during lactation also. So her breast milk is not compromised technically. Okay. So that's the sacrifice the mother is going to do. So to maintain your bones, you don't need to do that. It's not necessary to become a good mother to sacrifice that. That test will happen when the child becomes teenager, whether you are a good mother or a bad mother. So while you are pregnant and while you are lactating, take care of your calcium. Protein supports fetal tissue, uterine growth, all those things you need. And omega-3 fatty acids, good for brain, vision development of the fetus. And vitamin D, calcium absorption, immunity, plus intestinal growth. Magnesium for nerves, enzyme function, and most of the cycles, if you see, it needs magnesium. Iron, hemoglobin manufacture for yourself as well as for the child. Fiber, it prevents constipation, supports growth of probiotic, microbial flora. Vitamin C enhances iron absorption, supports collagen formation. Right? Zinc adds immunity and cellular growth. Fluid, you need fluid to maintain the amniotic fluid so that the child can move within the uterus. Now, in some cases, this fluid becomes excess, so it may happen because of certain reasons. Okay, it can happen along with the hypertension. Um, Unless your doctor tells you to limit your salt intake or water intake, you don't need to do that. You can continue that. Okay, so don't be worried that you will have excess water and all. Don't worry about that, because since you are visiting your gynecologist every alternate week, she is checking everything. Okay, so she will tell you. Nutritional deficiencies and impact on mother fetus. Okay, so what will happen if you are nutrition deficient? What will happen on the mother? What will happen on the fetus? And what will happen when the child grows? Right, the child is going to come, even if some deficiencies are there, but may have certain complications, either short term or the long term. So for each of those things, I have mentioned, traditional, all the books mention about all the micronutrients, protein, carbohydrate and fats, but my favorite, I have added probiotic also. So if you are deficient in probiotic, what will happen on the child? Yes, there is something going to happen. Yeah, mother is going to suffer obviously, but the child also is effect. So that's why it's so important to have active approach, Iron. Obviously, if mother is deficient on iron, she will have fatigue, anemia, and poor immunity. The child will have low birth weight. Okay. So, what does low birth weight translate to? Low birth weight translates to less immunity, less chances of survival, and lungs are premature. Okay. Absorption capacity or the intestinal capacity is less developed. Kidneys are less developed. So there are many complications related to that. So most of the Indian women, they used to have low birth weight, and they used to think that it is deficient because of calorie or protein. But then they did 20 years research and they found out that it is simple thing, iron deficiency. So it's a protocol. As soon as a woman gets pregnant, first thing gynecologist starts is vitamin B complex and iron. Many gynecologists, they miss out vitamin C and zinc, thinking mother is already having sufficient storage. But if you add, it helps in absorption of iron. So long term will be cognitive delay, reduced learning ability and all. Okay. If mother is deficient in folic acid, she will experience nausea, number one serious problem, and poor appetite. Then the child will, because of the poor appetite, the growth is impacted. But directly folic acid, it is responsible for deficiency. Folic acid is responsible for neural tube defects. Okay. So brain malformations, impaired brain growth, all those things. That may happen. So that is such a big crisis, big problem, but preventable by such a small thing like taking folic acid during first trimester, preferably before pregnancy. Okay. Calcium. If mother is deficient in calcium intake, she will erode her own bones and give it to the child, and she herself will end up in cramps, then tooth decay, brittle bones. After pregnancy, higher chances of uh, fractures, higher chances of fractures during old age. So you need to take care of it now. The child will also have uh, may have skeletal deformities or weakened bones or stunted growth. Okay. Same is for vitamin D. Now, for the mother directly, vitamin D is responsible for absorption from the intestine, other micronutrients, and calcium metabolism and immunity. One more thing is about the mood. Okay. So there are mothers who say that, or if you are having a mood swing during your pregnancy, take up something vitamin D. If you are non-vegetarian, problem is solved. If you are vegetarian, then there are some limited options, including the sun exposure. You don't want to take artificial vitamin D. Because most of us typically, being in a tropical climate, we have sufficient vitamin D. Zinc, poor wound healing for the mother, risks of infections during delivery or after delivery, growth retardation for the fetus, and lower immunity, attention problems. So when the child develops, attention problems can happen. Someone with ADHD, don't call it because your mother has not taken zinc. Omega 3 fatty acids. So mood swings, forgetfulness. And omega 3 for the mother. Omega 3 is responsible for neural development. So the child may have poor vision, lower IQ, some neural developmental delays. Milestone delays. Another micronutrient which causes milestone delay or speech delay is vitamin B12. So if you are deficient in vitamin B12, now as a humans, the mother, but the mother directly will experience numbness, okay, and fatigue. Iodine, simple brain development. Most important iodine function for the child is brain development. The child may have lower IQ if iodine is deficient. This is not going to happen in present scenario because everyone is eating iodized namak. The government has made it mandatory. So non-iodine namak is very difficult to find. There is one task for which not a human consumption. One task in your at your home you need non-iodized namak. It is so difficult to find. What is that? For your water softener. If you have water softener at your house, you need non-iodized salt, and it is extremely difficult to find. So don't worry about iodine deficiency, hypothyroidism, and that leading to learning disabilities or low IQ for the child. Protein deficiency. Even if mother is deficient in protein, she will take her protein from her bones and her body. She will give it to the fetus as well as during lactation as well. So that translates to weakened uh, bones and protein deficiency for the mother. But child will also suffer little bit. So bone growth will be stunted. Immunity also, because uh, most of the antibodies, almost all, so they need protein to manufacture them. So immunity will be affected. So what are the things that is going to affect immunity? Zinc, vitamin D, and protein. Okay. Prebiotic. So if you are low on fibers, if you are not having good microbial flora, that will cause you constipation, that will affect your moods, that will cause you depression. There are mothers who are at the risk of postpartum depression, postpartum psychosis because they are not taking proper probiotics and prebiotics and attending the classes without camera, without smile. It happens with them. And this, they may have bloating and all those things. What will happen for the child, right? Because mother is not happy, yeah, during her pregnancy, so the child also has some effect. These emotions are translated. The child may have weak immunity, so that is why it is important to have good microbial flora in your intestine, either naturally or by Acticopro, plus fibers. Any questions till now? Now, many times you tend to restrict yourself when you make a diet plan for the food, the calories. That's it. There is a two problems in this. When you restrict yourself to the food, you are not taking care of water and fluid intake. That is crucial. When you restrict yourself to the calories, yeah, it is so difficult and tedious for the client to eat anything and manage her food. Yeah. So every time she is not a nutritionist. She has no interest like you to measure it. She does not have a calorimeter at her home. Yeah. So every time you tell her you eat this much calories, madam, I have to measure every time. That is a big burden. I do not understand whatever chart you have given. Tell me the simple thing: how many chapati I have to eat. Yeah. Tell me how much rice I have to eat. But even if whatever you say, five chapati and one bowl of rice, this is your meal. I want to eat two meal of rice and three chapati. What is your problem? Yeah. I'm not going to measure calories every time I eat ice cream and dessert because I'm not eating calories. I'm eating dessert. I'm having that experience. I'm eating the experience. Right? So don't get restricted by these calories and all those things. Yeah. That is a very narrow approach of managing your client or telling them. I can create a sheet which mentions all the calories and then you select and give it to the client in terms of calories. But that is a useless thing you can do. That is a most tedious work and hectic work a client has to do and she will not do. Why a nutrition client they do not have proper compliance? They drop out. This is the reason. You are talking in terms of calories and she is talking in terms of experience, in terms of the taste and the food and satisfaction. I don't want to eat calories. I want to eat food. Yeah. I don't want to restrict myself by counting this calories every time. So there is a so don't restrict yourself for the calories. So I have not done that in the book. And for the calcium, there is a question Bhavya is asking for any good brands of calcium without vitamin D. Now there is a problem. If you take artificial calcium, even if there is a brand without vitamin D, there are, but that complete calcium is not absorbed. So the remaining part, already the mother is suffering with constipation. This calcium, iron is also aggravating constipation, and now you are giving calcium to cause for the constipation. You don't want that. You don't need it because your calcium requirement is satisfied from your food. Soya seeds, all the legumes, paneer, curd, milk, problem solved. If you're non-vegetarian, then veg eggs, country defined veg, pasture free, chicken free eggs, and mm, this non-veg, whatever you want. Okay. Now people are like, so which non-veg I should eat? Eat whatever you like. You are pregnant. Don't restrict yourself. Don't worry about atherosclerosis at this stage. Yeah. Because there are two reasons. One, definitely you are young. Definitely you are pregnant. So anyways, you are going to not like everything. So you should eat whatever you like. Okay? Don't worry now. There is one student. She's like, what if I get fat or obese after my pregnancy? It is bound to happen. It's okay. The best part is when you breastfeed your child, you are going to lose all your excess fats through that process. Best part. Plus little bit exercise you can do. You know. Irrespective of your exercise, irrespective of your active or sedentary lifestyle, you are going to lose your excess fats through the breast milk. So that's a good news. So the prolonged and the longer you breastfeed your child, that's good for you. What is TIL? Usha always writes some short form, some crazy words. Why can't you write something which we understand? We are average people. English, Hindi, Marathi, which language? Yeah, okay. Out of syllabus question. There is a spelling mistake also. So she writes some short form, then there is a spelling mistake also. Oof. Yeah. No problem. So I'm just kidding. I do not understand Usha. Every time you write some question, please write down in English. Yeah, I understood that, but so I have to make sure that she doesn't confuse us again next time. No problem with the season. Any. Next time you write this question, please mention the correct English in the correct with the correct spelling in the first statement itself. So sesame seeds has no complication. Where has your mother-in-law or someone told you? So I'm not sure. Yeah. Old people they have complications or they have their own reservations against certain food items. Yeah. Including papaya and some seeds and sometimes some certain things. Chili, spices, all those things. If you're living with them, you have to respect them. Absolutely okay. Right? But if you ask whether there is a scientific evidence for avoiding papaya or sesame or spices and chilies, so there is no scientific evidence. It is not harmful to your child, nor to yourself. So now someone may ask, so can I eat pizza? Yes, my dear, you eat anything and everything you like. Anyways, your diet is limited. You are not going to like everything. If you enjoy something, you eat it. Yeah, don't worry about cheese and outside food and fast food. Don't worry. So pregnancy is a time you should enjoy all the food. So many people had to interpret what one statement one student has written. So Bhava is asking recommendations for pregnant woman with diabetes, heart disease, or other comorbidities. My God. So there is a client Bhave has who is pregnant, who has diabetes, who has heart disease, and who has hypertension also. Yeah. Uh, Admit this person in ICU. Yeah. And so there is a serious problem, I tell you now. So that point has come very valid actually. So India is a endemic center for rheumatic heart disease. Correct? What is the common population for rheumatic heart disease? Female, teenager. Serious problem. Now she is going to get married. She is going to, if she marries, yeah, if she survives, I mean, then pregnancy expected. Now there is a complication. Okay, this person has a heart disease. The wall is not working properly. Something is not working properly in the heart. She has heart failure. The pregnancy will put a lot of burden on the heart. So she will end up in heart failure further. Her wall regurgitation, yeah, it will aggravate. So typically someone who has rheumatic heart disease, so gynecologist and cardiologist combined will tell her whether you should get pregnant or not get pregnant. Now, sometimes this woman, even if advised not to get pregnant, she gets pregnant. Welcome to the hospital. Yeah, the bed is ready. Per day 10,000, 20,000 per day charge, and you are going to stay for next 7 months. Okay. Plus, you will need a lot of care. Now, if someone is diabetes with the pregnancy, so there is a serious problem. What do you expect? Diabetes with pregnancy, what will happen on the fetus or the child? The baby will be small or the big? Huge baby. Yeah. Right. So then complications related to deliveries will happen. Okay. If the mother has diabetes, the diabetes is not going to go to the child actually. So don't worry about that. Right. And if it is hypertension, it is so common that many pregnant women in third trimester they land up in hypertension. But that is a temporary and manageable. with food, lifestyle, weight, relax. I mean, sorry, um, what is that called? Rest, bed rest. Yeah, all those things that takes care. Avoid excess salt and all those that take care. Yeah, so Usha is saying sesame seeds they create too much heat. So all those mother-in-laws and mothers they have the reservation for many food, and if you're staying with them, you must respect them. Yeah, don't say I have learned nutrition, I'm going to follow it. This also is important. Nah, you want to stay happy in the same house, right? Don't want to fight or ever every meal. Okay, you sacrifice your season. Don't worry. Biocare Pranoti is asking, sir, what should be HbA1c before going for pregnancy? Uh, this is a hypothetical question. Uh, Before getting pregnant, you don't check your HbA1c actually. You don't check whether I'm diabetic, whether I'm hypertensive. No. If someone is diabetic, she will know she's diabetic. Actual things you should check is your vitamin B complex, vitamin D levels, because vitamin D you cannot take artificial supplement after pregnancy, right? So you can take it before pregnancy, and vitamin B you should check because that prevents your nausea during first trimester. That prevents steroid tube defects, right? So the things to check before pregnancy, that's a valid question actually, only misphrased, is vitamin levels. And if you don't want to check, keep taking it, keep drinking. Yeah, vitamin D weekly shots and B complex tablets or whatever you want. Anyone pregnant here who had earlier pregnancy or present pregnancy beta test during pregnancy? Okay, so if you have beta test, whether you are a teenager or young or adult or pregnant, that is infection, my dear. Yeah, that is a throat infection. That's why you have a beta test. Okay. Anyone else had a beta test during pregnancy? Certainly, I did not have it. So, don't worry about that. Maybe. Oh, sometimes. Maybe you had infection. Bhavya, you raise your hand. Then in the reaction button, I mean, then you will pop up in front and I will unmute you. Before unmute, make sure your video is also. Okay, going to the next point. I had a chapter for pregnancy in, pregnancy with diabetes. Someone was asking me like, sir, what about uh, this diabetes and pregnancy? So that's a very valid question and common thing, right? So it is called gestational diabetes mellitus. I have included in the book and you will love it. Okay, Bhavya has a question, then we go to that topic. Bhavya.
Okay. During my pregnancy, everything was fine, sir. I have gained 22 kilos, except for that, the rest of the thing was fine. No diabetes, no hypertension, nothing. But I have that bitter sensation, that bitter taste for 7 months almost. I used to eat. It is like I was working when I was pregnant. It was like even this vomiting also, I don't have any feeling of nausea, nothing. But the taste was not going. I'm able to do all my duties. It is like just 10 days before my delivery only, I was not working. So I'm doing everything. Everything was fine, but no infection, nothing. Frequent checkups, everything was going on. But
Very
I
good.
don't know why.
So I don't know the answer for this question. Okay, why someone has beta taste during pregnancy? Um, I do not know this answer. Maybe you can ask your gynecologist. And
I asked him also, sir.
She said she could
But they
take
told
it.
that
Yeah, what?
have some frequent meals, like a regular advice. It is like in general, have some frequent meals.
Yeah, because she also does not know the reason. Okay, so um, it is something probably you will have to learn to live with during your pregnancy, right?
They
And
like
it's good to
we
see that it's good to hear that you have been going to your work and plus eating your food and all those things. So that's a good thing. Um, yeah. So I do not have
uh,
answer for this, including your
okay.
gynecologist also does not have answer for this. Dear.
I was like in the gynec ward only, so I used to ask what of question doubts I get. I used to ask the doctor directly. So I don't know. It's like women may be like overweight or obese during the pregnancy. So it is like same food we should recommend for everyone, or we should ask them to change anything.
So that's a good question. So there is a obese woman who has become pregnant. Now, do you recommend her same things? Eat whatever you want? Answer is yes. It's not about whether you are normal or obese earlier. It's about incremental food requirement for the fetus. Incremental food requirement for the changes in the mother's body. Okay. For that, she is going to need incremental carbohydrate, protein, fats, and nutrients. Right? You cannot take it from her present body and continue supplying it. Then she will get deficient. She will have problem after pregnancy. She will have problem during her old age. I don't want that. So either it is obese or a normal pregnant woman. You need to have incremental doses, incremental consumption of protein, carbohydrate, fats, all nutrients because she needs it, because the child needs it. Good answer?
Okay, tea and coffee during pregnancy, sir.
Okay, tea, coffee, alcohol during pregnancy. So alcohol is obviously, yeah. So we Indians absolutely we take care. We don't drink it. Uh, Now tea and coffee. If someone before pregnancy has been drinking tea and coffee, suddenly she cannot stop because she's addicted now. Yeah, there is a dependence, and there is no scientific data which suggests that tea and coffee hamper the growth of the child. Right? So it's okay to take it as long as you are not taking so big jugs of coffee, which causes the child anxiety. Yeah, so your fetus inside is like, Mama, coffee too much, anxiety, yeah, heart rate is high. So as long as that is scenario is not happening, you can consume. Okay. As long as it is like typical human beings, what they drink, yeah, one small little bit cup of coffee and tea, it's absolutely okay. Anyone here who drinks jug of coffee and that too 4 or 5 jugs, half-liter cups? No one crazy? Yeah, then no problem. Don't worry about that. Anyways,
One
getting
last doubt.
what?
Yeah, and one more doubt, sir. It is like during pregnancy, it is like everyone or like they have many cravings, so they feel like eating whatever they want. But it is like a baby suggests that we should not eat packaged foods. It is like food from outside we should limit. But some it is like they will eat pizza, KFC, everything. So it is like what is the recommendation that is like
Good
how
question.
can we allow them?
Okay, good question. So now, during pregnancy, people have craving to eat this, that, and all those things. So, what is safe? What is not safe? That is the question actually, right? Now, if you go to Pizza Hut, Domino's, McD, and KFC, their contents are very clear defined. They also know what is their content. We also know what is their content, and everything is safe. Absolutely okay to eat it, right? Now the question comes for the packed food. Now in the packed food, sometimes you don't know what is inside. Okay, there may be some ingredient as a flavoring agent under the name of flavoring agent or coloring agent, they have mentioned it, but you don't know what exactly that is. Yeah, so legally that is allowed to call some poisonous agent as a coloring agent and put it as a coloring agent, but that may be harmful for the pregnancy. Same is for many food items, they have certain MSG, yeah, monosodium glutamate, some other additives and all, or preservatives. So you don't know whether it is safe for you. So you don't want to take that risk. What is a packed food you like? Chips. You can make it at your home fresh. Problem solved. What is the other packed food you like? Whatever it is, that fresh item is available. So you don't need to eat it. And there is no nutrition benefit. Harmful, maybe. So the question is, how much risks you want to take?
Regarding coconut water and fruit juices, it is like who we can recommend and what's the quantity. It
Okay.
is like
Coconut water, fruit juices you can recommend to all the pregnant women. Assuming that pregnant woman is not under renal failure, otherwise her pregnancy is not going to continue, right? So,
mm,
and how much quantity? As much as you want to drink. It's very rare that someone is going to drink 5 liters or 10 liters of coconut water. Yeah. So they are going to enjoy 1, 2 coconuts. Yeah, drink it. What is the problem? Yeah. Fruit
it's okay
juices.
to have 1 to 2
Yes.
because during my pregnancy I used to have daily two coconuts and beetroot, carrot, and juice, everything. It is like towards the last trimester when I have gone for the hospital that physiotherapists they want to explain some exercises. It was like sitting on top of the cot. I'm unable to squat.
Okay. So
So they were like,
there is no
don't drink juices,
recommendation or
nothing.
restriction. There is no recommendation or restriction for the quantity of coconut water or fruit juice you are going to drink because people are not exceeding. It's like what is a safe dose or what is the lethal dose of eggs? You know, typical human beings, no one is eating 4, 5, or 10 eggs more than that. Yeah. So the safe dose, lethal dose of egg, they have found out after one person did one challenging some game with the friends and he ate 36 eggs and he died. So now we know there is a lethal dose of the egg. But normal human being, unless they are crazy, no, I mean they are psycho and they are not eating that much. Similarly, there is no scientific data to say that okay, coconut water this much is safe or fresh fruit is this much is safe. We are assuming someone, the client is not psycho and she's not going to drink 20 coconut. We are assuming that she's a normal human being. Yeah, that's it. Now, when you mentioned about beetroot juice, except color, there is no single nutrition benefit in beetroot juice. Okay, you mute Bhavya now. Okay,
Okay. Thank
so
you, sir.
in beetroot, don't fool yourself that it looks red. That's why it is rich in iron source or something. Vitamin B. No, madam, no. Okay, it is just for your coloring agent. It has no good taste also. It has no good nutrition also. Okay, it is not rich in iron. It is not rich in vitamin B. Your jaggery is more rich than that. Richer, yeah, richer than that. Gestational diabetes mellitus. So, because it is expected that someone who is reading the pregnancy chapter, she will have this question. What if the mother is having diabetes during pregnancy? What if the mother is having hypertension during pregnancy? Yes, valid question. So that's why this chapter comes. What will you do? Number one, you prepare for large baby. You book a hospital and a gynecologist who has all the facilities, including the neonatologist who is going to be there during the delivery, because this might be a complex delivery and the baby might need some intervention. Okay, or cesarean section is required. Now, what will happen? So she will feel fatigue, she will have excess thirst, she will have polyuria, and She will have more craving for the food. That craving for the food is not a actual symptom of gestational diabetes because it overlaps with the pregnancy craving of the food. Okay, so we have removed that part. So fatigue, polyuria, polydipsia, then infections, large baby. Okay. Now, if someone has a large baby, don't guess it's a gestational diabetes. You can check it, simple. Do HbA1c, you know her 3 month history, or do her fasting blood glucose. Easy way. Yeah, don't guess it because the management then changes. Okay. Now, there is a problem. Here we are recommending to eat carbohydrate, eat all foods, but now this is diabetes. So, what is going to kill the child? What is going to damage the child? More glucose or hypoglycemia? Hypoglycemia. So, you don't want to take that risk of hypoglycemia. So, number one rule, you will not start insulin. You will not start any anti-diabetes, anti-glycemic medicines because this will have effect on baby's pancreas. You know about that. So, what is the problem here? Glucose level is high, it's okay, no problem. The only side effect is the baby is going to be bigger in size. The baby will not develop diabetes, don't worry about that. So there has been a research which is done and found out, concluded, gestational diabetes does not cause diabetes in the child. So don't worry. Okay. So you cannot manage with the medicines. You cannot manage with the insulin. Yeah, insulin they will manage if if the client is admitted for that, if it is extreme, but typically not required. So how will you manage with the food? We are saying you have to take your carbohydrates, but there is insulin. So the question is not about the carbohydrate, the question is about the insulin spike now. Correct? Now what will you do? Whatever your food items you are eating, drinking, coat it with fibers. Problem solved. Right? Whatever you are eating, add your vegetables, add your fibers. As a pregnant mother, you will not able to recommend that reduce your carbohydrate intake or reduce your sugar. Number one, she has cravings. Number two, she needs it. The child needs it. Okay. So the point here is to manage her glucose spikes. Okay. Now someone is going to be crazy and ask, sir, can we add those 5 items which we always used to add for glucose spikes here? Lemon, cinnamon, apple cider vinegar, and then alcohol. Obviously, alcohol you cannot add, but then you can add these 3 things. Okay, no problem. Yeah. Another way you can do is reduce your meal intake, I mean the small portion, and have it more frequent. It is easier, very easy to say, but difficult to manage. Now there is one more. Recently, I had one student who called and she said that she is pregnant and she is like lactose intolerant and glucose intolerant, and she went to the gynecologist. Gynecologist doesn't understand this concept. Yeah, they're like, no, it's okay, you take it. No, you take it, madam. But I suffer if I eat gluten or lactose. They do not know this concept at all. Yeah. You will need to find your own source of your food. Whatever you have been eating, because you are lactose and glucose intolerant, you are not developing it now. You were since the beginning of your time. So you know what suits you. Whatever suits you, eat that. Continue that. Okay. Now your milk is gone. Yeah, probably paneer is gone. Curds you will going to restrict. Then you need some supplements for especially your proteins and calcium, nutrition, right? Micronutrients. So the best is eggs. You will need to sacrifice. Even if you are vegetarian, you will need to sacrifice that part. In the market, veg, chicken free, Country eggs are available. You can drink it or eat it, whatever you want. I don't know from where they come, but they are marketing it like this: organic, chicken free, pasture free, pesticide free eggs. How this pesticide is going inside the egg, that's a real question. Okay, but anyways. I have mentioned some sample meal plans. You can read it in that. What will you do? You have a client with a gestational diabetes. What will you do? Nothing much, except three things. One, prevent your glucose spikes. Two, frequent meals. Three, monitoring. So give her a chart, a tracker. So every day she needs to track her morning fasting glucose, and in the night after meal, 2 hours after meal glucose. And she will need to keep this track. For that, you will train her how to use her glucometer. As a nutritionist, dietitian, you will do that. Gynecologists typically they don't do that. Gynecologists will say, "We need to monitor your glucose, so you get admitted." Yeah. If she teaches her how to do her glucose monitor at home, she's going to lose money. Is there a gynecologist who wants to lose money? No. Yeah, she's like, we need to monitor you, your child, and everything. And what exactly they are doing? Two times a nurse comes in the room and pricks her the pin without using the lancet. Actually, a big needle she picks, gives her a lot of pain, and she sucks her blood and tests glucose. That's the only thing they are doing. I could have done that at home with a better glucometer, which doesn't prick me very hard. I can use a lancet. So, as a nutritionist, you can train her how to use glucometer. I hope everyone knows how to use. No? You want to see how to use? Okay, Mira is like, yeah, sir, I'm evaluating still. I'm thinking to use it. Huh. So don't worry, you will not have gestational diabetes. But anyways, I will teach you for your client. Be online, okay? I will bring. In the meanwhile, you can watch, observe, whatever you want to call it in English. Usha has corrupted my English, so we, yeah, spelling mistakes watch, spelling mistakes observe. So these are some paintings. In the meanwhile, I will bring my glucometer. I do not have diabetes, but I'm extremely health conscious person, so I use all those things. Which one you liked? Baba is asking a cute question. Does eating chocolate and sweets make children hyperactive? There is no data for that. Then there is one more question. Does vitamin mineral deficiency cause autism and ADHD? There is no data for that. But it does cause learning disability, cognitive disability, and vision impairment. Okay, so that's why you need to do all those crazy things. Means keep on eating even if you don't like to eat. Um, Okay. Now, uh, whenever you are using the glucometer, first step is buy a good quality, because glucometer is not a glucometer. It has to give you correct values. So you use a glucometer, find out you have 96 blood glucose, and you check it in the pathology lab, and you find out you have 96, 94, something like that. Then it is acceptable, right? So you don't need to do this experiment calibration. It is already done if you buy it with a good brand. Okay. The device, the strips, And this is the most important part. Many people try to save some 500 rupees or something and do not buy this. Yeah. So it has the lancet. Okay. Uh, yeah. So this part is the needle inside it. You can change it. If you two people in the house are using it, you need to change it. Huh? Don't use the same needle on you and your husband. Uh, so you have put the needle, proper good needle. Yeah, put it. Now there is a marking on this. Uh, 2, 3, 1, right? It means how much the needle is outside. So it is by trial error you can select and find out. So typically you have a soft skin, you will have 2, right? Or 1 probably. And so I'm using a 2.5. And you press this, it is activated now. This yellow button is the key for releasing your needle. Touch it. The needle has pricked, there is no pain or minimum pain, and then you press. So before you release the needle, you press this, hold it closely, okay, not away. So hold it just by touching it, exact complete touch, and then you press the yellow button. Before the yellow button gets activated, you have to press this. Okay, now it is out. Before this, ideally you should have put your strip in the glucometer. As soon as you put the strip in the glucometer, it is on. Before that it was off, it is auto on. And now touch this glucose strip. The report has come 88. Wow. So this is post-pandemic, yeah. Thank God it came out normal. Otherwise, it would have been so embarrassing. After this, you remove it, dispose off. No need to switch off the device. It will switch off or on. Close your everything and close it. Problem solved. You can do it as frequently as you want, whenever you want. Do it before you wake up and after you sleep. So means fasting and post-prandial. Okay. Do not use this device on any other member of your family. You keep it reserved for you, because every time you don't want to change the lancet. Lancet is the costly part. The needle. Needle is a costly part. Now, if you don't have that pen needle, then you will need to use a needle, separate and prick yourself. Yeah, that's what the nurse is going to do at your hospital. So don't get admitted for blood glucose monitoring. And if you land up in hospital, carry your glucometer. Tell her that you better use this. Okay. So this is a painless method. Have you seen the Avatar movie? In that, the scientist gets injured, and our hero he injects her something. Yeah, some medicine. So he is a soldier. He is not the medical person. So he doesn't know how to use that lancet. Okay. So what he does is he takes it and pricks it directly and then injects. Correct, right? And she's like, ouch. You remember? Have you seen that scene? But ideally, that was a painless device. Yeah. If you activated it and then press your yellow button and touch it, then it will deliver the drug without pain. The similar is insulin pens. Similar device. You know what is the problem with the insulin? Painful injections. Every time you have to take injections, and there is a mark, there is a needle, you have to change the needle, and there is a pen. Pen means PAIN. But there is a better solution, which is insulin pen, PEN. Pen. It looks like exactly pen. It looks like this exact device. So it is pre-filled with insulin. You adjust the dose with this and you activate it. Then you click the button, touch it, done. Insulin delivered. Wow. So that hero in Avatar movie didn't know how to use that. So So I can see there are two people in the class who are going to buy glucometer today itself and start monitoring. Don't wait. And then Barkha is like, no, sir, I'm not going to wait for pregnancy. I'm going to buy it even before that. Okay. So yeah, those two people I know their names who are pregnant, but I'm not going to disclose because they don't want to disclose right now. That is a good question. Akshara is asking for low amniotic fluid, can taking certain food increases its level? Don't fall for this. Okay. That question fundamentally comes from the assumption that some food will magically increase your amniotic fluid. Low amniotic fluid is a critical scenario now. Gynecologist will tell you what are the steps you will need to do. Don't go to just a nutritionist or some Instagram person and ask them what should I do to increase my amniotic fluid. Madam, don't take that risk. Yeah, that Instagram person who is putting more reels, more posts, she's a 12th pass. She doesn't have clients. That's why she has more time to put those things. Someone who really has clients, they are not on social media. Okay. You will find less doctors on social media. More 12th pass people on social media. Yeah. So don't listen to her. Okay. Listen to your gynecologist in this case. Good question. Another question anyone has? My book was completed, the cover is ready, registration done, publication was I was about to email. Then suddenly, as soon as woke up in the morning, actually before I woke up in the morning, in my dreams I had OCD. I need to add certain chapters to the book. Okay. So since morning I have been doing it. Almost now complete. You will get it. It should be dispatched this weekend. Yeah, I'm going to sit again and do more things on that. But that wait is worth it. You will love it. Yeah, you will find every condition. So it's not only about pregnancy. It's about pregnancy with hypertension, pregnancy with diabetes. After pregnancy, lactation. Yeah, now lactation is over. The weaning. Yeah, the weaning is over. The toddler. Yeah, child, adolescent. Hey, what about mother, menopause? Hey, you are always talking about mother, huh? What about father, elderly man, elderly, old? Yeah. So all the cases. So, sir, PCOD. Yeah. Then not only PCOD, but PCOD with metabolic thyroid. Okay, Varsha is asking thyroid level is bit higher inside. Doctor recommended medicine. Do we have to continue with it? If your doctor has recommended, you have to continue, my dear. That question is wrong to the audience. So you cannot ask your nutritionist, my doctor has recommended this medicine, can I take it? It means you are assuming your nutritionist is more qualified than your doctor. Okay? Otherwise, you change your doctor if you don't trust this doctor. After the baby is born, no problem. Who is telling you what to stop? Questions? Okay. Now you will need certain things like we said. You need to manage your three things we discuss about pregnancy with gestational diabetes. Uh, One is the monitoring. Third is monitoring. The second is small frequent meals, and the one is glucose spikes. So how do you manage your glucose spikes? So one is take your fibers, put your fibers in the beginning of your meal, then take something that decreases your glucose spike, apple cider vinegar, cinnamon, and all those things, lemon. Uh, Walk after every meal for 20 to 30 minutes, after obviously 30-minute or 1 hour gap. Add more proteins with the meal. add more fibers with the milk. That's what you can do. Yeah, it is easier to say it, avoid the sweets and the juices, but according to me, if pregnant mother is asking more juice, that's good actually, because that is replenishing her nutrients and water. I'm obviously assuming she's not going to drink like jugs of the juice, yeah, like mango fiction story. Now someone will ask one question. So what about sugar-free sweets? Very good, very good. When you drink or eat sugar-free things, it means you are assuming that your sugar-free product is safe. Step one. Step two, your assumption is both are assumption. Huh? So your sugar-free product is not safe. Okay, that is the truth. That is your wrong assumption. And another wrong assumption is that sugar means that white crystal sugar is the only source of sugar in your diet. Is the only source of your glucose in the diet. Wrong. Your wheat flour, your milk, everything and anything that dessert is composed of, that is a more or higher source of glucose as compared to sugar crystals. Yeah? So don't fool yourself. Buy sugar free if either you are pregnant or not pregnant, either you are diabetic or non diabetic. Don't say to people you drink sugar free because you are diet or health conscious. No, madam. Yeah, you have been fooled into believing this. Unless you are selling some sugar free product, then you must promote it. Yeah, it's like protein powder store. Sir, I cannot afford the sweet every day. No problem. You can put this sugar-free water in the water and drink it sweet water because you cannot afford the cake. It's like that. Huh. Weight loss during pregnancy is having any disadvantage? Who is that person who wants to do weight loss during pregnancy? Please write down in the chat. Anyone here wants to take up that challenge? Your objective is to gain the weight. Even if your objective is not there, you are going to gain the weight because your body is going to grow. Some parts are going to grow, including the uterus, amniotic fluid, placenta. The baby is going to grow. What do you want? Now, this question comes from where, I tell you. Sir, presently I am fit. Now, this pregnancy will change my body shape, will make me obese and all. What after pregnancy? That's the correct question. So after pregnancy, when you breastfeed sufficiently, you will lose excess fat. Okay. Plus, it is assumed if you are that person who wants to uh, lose weight during pregnancy, then you will do certain things, including exercise, to lose weight after pregnancy. Okay, I read this question wrong probably. So Varsha is asking, unintentional weight loss during pregnancy, is it good or bad? Definitely, it is not good. Um, First trimester, you may tend to eat less because of your nausea and all those things. So number one step you manage is your nausea. Very simple. Vitamin B complex, vitamin C, all this citric acid fruits, citric fruits. Yeah, and you will need to force yourself to eat, my dear. So you will need to manage the time. There are certain time of the day, probably morning, when you have more morning sickness. So you will need to manage the time. Then you will need to increase your juice, and you try to manage your uh, calorie intake. Okay, calorie intake. Yeah. So you try to manage or eat whatever you like. Now it is going to happen for some people. It's okay. Don't worry. It will. You will feel better after 5 months. But if you are having nausea during first trimester, you know that you have vitamin B complex deficiency, and you try to replenish it with supplement as well as uh, natural source, the green leafy vegetables and the fruits. Okay. You're already so thin, and on the top of that, you lost your weight during first trimester. Mother-in-law is not taking proper care. That is only diagnosis. Husband is not taking proper care. You are not eating and your husband is eating. You are losing weight and your husband is gaining weight. You understand what is the problem actually? It's not about nutrition. It's about someone is ignoring you. Yeah. Okay. Now the next topic comes lactation, which we will do next class. Any questions anyone has related to this? Either you are facing or your client is facing, anything you can write in the question. Okay, Bhav is asking a very cutie question. We get folic acid, vitamin B6 combination tablets. Shall I take it separately or shall I take it combo? It goes back to the story. Red injection or the yellow injection? Okay, so I was working in a government job as a mandatory service after MBBS, and we had only limited injections. I mean, two injections, red and yellow. One is vitamin B6, one is B12. Okay, there is no other injection available. Then there are some multivitamins and crocin and all those medicines. So anyone coming to the clinic will get at least one injection. That is a protocol because injection. The village people they feel good after the injection. So how are you feeling today? Uh, Fever and low on this. Okay, fine. Red injection. So earlier I used to write vitamin B6. Okay, and okay, if this is your symptom, B12 injection. But then came a time when I started writing red injection and yellow injection. Okay, so now, sir, can we have an injection which contains both? Actually, answer is yes. That is better, isn't it? You have one injection. So, why would you take separate B12 and B6? Why not take one tablet, my dear? Someone who is pregnant, she already has problem with nausea. She wants to avoid medicines, and you want to increase the number of medicines. So combine vitamin B complex, zinc, vitamin C. What is your problem? Preferably combine iron also in this, or you keep iron separately. Yeah, now Mira is writing some question. Yeah, ask Mira. Ask now what happened with DHA. Which do you prefer? Ooh. So this question is a very which we covered already actually. Folic acid with DHA. Okay. So this DHA is a product which is there in the fish oil capsules. Yeah. There is one more product plus then omega 3 and all those things. So as we discussed, we should not take all those supplements which are not scientifically proven, which research has not been done properly. There is no claim that it is safe for pregnancy. For pregnancy, any medicine is divided into three categories. Three categories. Number one, documented safe. They have done the research, they have found out it is not cause any problem with you and not for the child, fetus. Documented safe. Iron, vitamin B complex, zinc, calcium. Sorry, vitamin C. Okay, calcium will lead to constipation. That's all. Number two, definitely it will cause some side effects, either to you or especially to the fetus. Okay, vitamin A and then certain medicines. Okay, antibiotics included. Third category, doubtful. They don't know yet. Because they could not do any proper research on this, because they could not do the research, they could not take the consent from the fetus. Mother consented, but they could not take the consent from the fetus. And there is no proper scientific data or research because this research was not viable financially. Doing this research is not benefiting any pharma company. So they have not done this. So this third part. So that's what this marketing companies, they are going to take advantage of, right? Sometimes the gynecologists also, they don't check all the content in the product. Some gynecologists, and then they may give you. You may go to a shop, or you may, if you are in the relevant field, you may select your vitamin B complex. Okay, this DHA add-on is good. Yeah, but you don't know what this DHA will do on your fetus. And the question is, do you need it? Can you take it from some other natural source? Answer is, you can take it from natural source. Eat dry fruits, eat fish, eggs, chicken free, country free, pasture free, pesticide free, organic eggs. Yeah, they have everything there. So BioCare, Pranati is asking, HbA1c is normal, but glucose tolerance test is impaired. Or the another translation is HbA1c is normal, either fasting glucose is high, or one reading of glucose is high, or glucose tolerance is high, right? So what is this? See, this is for one day, today. Yeah. So your blood glucose control for today and yesterday. That's it. For this moment, either your glucose tolerance test or fasting or postprandial glucose. But HbA1c is for long term, as long as the life of RBC is there, right? 3 to 4 months, 120 days we say, okay, 4 months. So HbA1c, if it is normal, it simply means your diabetes or glucose have been always in control. Now, because you didn't control your diet or some reason or some stress has happened, that's why today your glucose is high. It can be because of stress also. Good question. Another question. How many of you are going to buy a glucometer today? Mira is already in, like I'm going to do that. During pregnancy, after pregnancy, before pregnancy, during lactation, childbirth, as soon as the buy is tuck. Yeah. Remember to change the lancet when you break it from you to the child. Another question. See, we are not routinely doing glucose tolerance test. Yeah, so that was a time because probably before the invent of HbA1c. Now we have better tests to do. That was a time because people didn't have portable glucometer. We can do glucometer. That is much better. Yeah, every day you do fasting, you know whether you are diabetic or not. Done. Problem solved. Questions? Darchana will never ever have any question. She will always smile. She will keep active. She has a video on. Questions are not there. She's just like, sir, my smile is sufficient to answer all that. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, correct, correct. Okay, keep attending the classes. Yeah, and you can expect the book to be dispatched by Friday or Saturday, and you will get the tracking details once it is dispatched. It should come to you by WhatsApp and email. Next week, once you get the book, you talk to me. After you get the book, you talk to me. How to read. Few pregnant women have pruritus. Should they avoid any food? Okay. Um, See, if you are allergic to particular food, then you can avoid it. Okay. Pruritus means itching and all those things. So it can be because of some infection also. Okay. It can be because of changes in microbial flora in the private parts. So maybe you should talk to the gynecologist for that. And if you think that some food item, including spice, is causing it, you can avoid it. You will know better. But hygiene and preventing any infections, that takes care. plus probiotics. Wherever microbial flora comes, probiotics. In the class next week, lactation and toddlers. Darshana is asking a hypothetical question. Second trimester lady gain weight with edema. Actually, this should happen in third trimester. Why she is happening in second trimester? So, anyways, so second trimester gain weight and edema. We are not worried about the gain weight. We are worried about the edema part. Now, edema means she has excess salt intake, or she has a renal issue, or she has protein deficiency. Three problems. So, number one step, you do blood test, KFT, kidney function test, right? Then you also, it will check your protein levels and everything, whether it is blood albumin and globulin, where it is appropriate. So these two things are ruled out. The third can be the sodium, or so black salt during pregnancy is known to cause edema. So because of the test, some women start using it, and some traditional recipes which mother-in-laws or mothers give, they have the black salt in it. So we need to avoid it. Now someone can ask, sir, can I eat pink salt? You can. You can also eat black salt as long as it is not causing you problem, right? But do you have any problem with your normal salt, what you have been eating? Then continue, no? Okay. Anyways, you can put some pink salt, black salt, blue salt, red salt, all salts whenever you want. Good question, Darshana. So we meet next Sunday. Have a great time. Bye.